Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Jameson. I attend Grand Canyon University, and today I will be talking about the evaluation process for youth. So, today I want to explain what happens during an evaluation process for special education. I'll walk you through the process using examples from three students, Mario, Taylor, and Kasha, to help you understand how and why schools evaluate students and how families are involved every step of the way. So first and foremost, each student's situation are totally different. They're unique. They're different. For Mario, who is a 6-year-old, we are doing a re-evaluation. He was previously assessed at the age of 3, but because children grow and change quickly, we need updated information about his strengths and needs in areas like communication, daily living, and social interaction. This helps us ensure that his services still match his current developmental level. Now, for Taylor, a 5th grade student who we are evaluating because of his classroom interventions known as the multi-tiered systems of support, which you can call it like MTSS, having led to progress. Even though earlier screening showed no reading issues, the teacher's ongoing observations and data suggest that they may be underlining some learning difficulties, right? This evaluation will help determine whether Taylor has specific learning disabilities in reading. Now, for Kasha, who recently lost her parents and is now living with her grandmother, we're focusing on her math. She's strong at reading and writing, though. But even with extra tutoring and classroom support, she's still struggling in math. In her case, we'll consider whether her difficulties are due to a learning disability or the possibility of emotional traumas related to the loss of her parents. Evaluations must look at both academic and emotional factors with Kasha. Now we're going to get into the evaluation process. The evaluation process has several important steps designed to ensure fairness and accuracy for every child, okay? Number one, parent consent. We have before we do anything, we have to consent to the parents. Number two, the data collection. Once the parents consent, we get the MET, which includes the teacher, psychologist, speech language specialists, and sometimes social workers, gathering the data. Number three, we have like timelines. So, according to the federal law, IDEA, the school has 60 calendar days after receiving consent and complete evaluation. Okay. During that time, teachers and specialists may observe the child in multiple settings to ensure we understand their abilities across all environments. Then we have the MET meetings. Remember, MET is the multidisciplinary team meetings. Okay, we have an MET meeting 1 and we have an MET meeting 2. The first meeting, the team reviews the data and test results together. The second meeting is where the team determines whether the child qualifies for special education services and under which eligibility category. Now you're probably asking, what happens after the evaluation? Okay, I'm going to give it to you. If the student qualifies, the next step is to create an individualized education program, which is the IEP, right? The IEP outlines specific goals, services, and supports that the student will receive. If the student does not meet the eligibility criteria, the team will discuss other supports such as continued MTSS interventions or a 504 plan, which can provide accommodations without special education classifications. Now we have the procedural safeguards. Throughout this process, family have the rights to know the procedural safeguards. These include the right to be informed and give consent before the evaluation or change services. Then it also includes the right to access their educational records. And then you have the right to request an independent educational evaluation if you disagree with the results. And then lastly, you have the right to due process if you feel that your child's education rights are not being met. You'll receive a written copy of these safeguards, and the school staff are always available to review them with you. Okay, you're not in this alone. We got you. Now we're going to get into the culturally and logistically appropriate practices. Now, all evaluations are conducted in a child's primary language and in ways are culturally and logistically fair. This means that tests and procedures will not discriminate based on their culture, their background, and their language proficiency. For example, if English is not the student's first language, assessments will be adapted or interpreted to ensure the accuracy. Okay, we're with you. when and how the results are shared. After all testing is complete, families meet with the evaluation team to go over the results in a clear, understandable language. You'll receive a full written report that explains the findings and the recommendations. Together, we'll discuss the supports and what supports are needed and what goals make sense for the child's growth. Now, for parent resources and for additional guidance, I recommend some helpful websites. Those websites are number one, Center for Parent Information Resources, CPIR, which is www.parentcenterhub.org. And the second one will be the Rights Law, which is www.rightslaw.com. Both provide family-friendly expectations of IDEA, IEPs, and evaluation rights. In conclusion, whether it's Mario, Taylor, or Kasha, the purpose of an evaluation process is to better understand how each student learns, what supports they need, and how we can create the best plan for their successes, okay? Families are partners in every step of this process, and your insight is essential in helping us see the whole child, not just the test scores. Now, I want to thank you guys for being a part of this important process. I hope it was very helpful for you all. See you next time. Bye.